Welcome back. In this video, let's look at a few simple puzzles to look at the logical operators. Let's say I has a value of 10 and j has a value of 15. I would want to find out if both I and j are even. How can I do that? The way I can do that is by saying if I mod 2 is equal to 0 and I don't really need an open parenthesis, so I can say I mod 2 is equal to 0 and j mod 2 is equal to 0, print I and j are even. What would be the output? Nothing, because I and j are not together even, right? This is true, but this is not true. So in AND, if one of the statements is not true, then it will not print it. Both of these should be true for the statement to be executed. So let's make j value as 14. Now, if I execute it, what would happen? Cool, I see I and j are even being printed. Now, I want to find out if at least one of I and j is even. How can I do that? Think about it. The way I can do that is by using a OR. So, oops, let's try it again. At least one of I and j are even, right? So it prints this. If I has a value of 15, what's current value of j? It's 14. So if I execute the statement again, what you'd see? You'd see that at least one of I and j are even because j is still even. Now let's make j odd. What would happen? J is equal to 23. What would happen now? Nothing will be printed because I has a value of 15, not odd. J has a value of 23, not odd. If at least one of them is even, then this statement would be executed. If both of them are odd, this statement will not be executed. This is when you'd use an OR condition. Now, try and guess the value of this. If true XOR false, let's get the syntax right. If true XOR false followed by a colon, print, this will print. The question is whether this will be printed or not. With an XOR, this will be printed. The same would be the case if it's false XOR true, right? So this would be printed as well. Now, what would happen if both of them are true? Will it be printed? Let's see. Nope, it's not really printed. So you'd use XOR in situations where you'd want one of the operands to be true and the other to be false. Let's say x has a value of 5 and I would want to check if not of x is equal to 6. Print this. What will be the result of this? Think about it. What would be the result? X has a value of 5 and I'm doing if not x is equal to 6, print this. Will this get printed or not? It's getting printed because x is equal to 6. This is false. Not of false is true. So this gets printed. However, if x had a value of 6, what would happen? This will not get printed. Actually, the thing is there is a shortcut operator for this. X not equal to 6. So if you want to check not of x is equal to 6, you can do x not is equal to 6 and you can say print this. Now it doesn't get printed. If x has a value of 5, it get printed. Cool, isn't it? So this is a shortcut. So x not equal to 6 is a shortcut for not of x is equal to 6. Now let's do something interesting. I'll do a int of true. Earlier we understood that int is a function to which if you pass a value, float value, it would return an integer value. So if I say int of true, what would happen? You can see that it's a capital T that I'm typing in. it returns 1. If you type in int of false, what does it return? 0. One of the most interesting facts about Boolean stuff is anything which is non-zero is considered to be true. 0 is the only integer value which is considered to be false. So if I have a value of x to be minus 6, and if I say if x print something, what do you think will happen? Will it be printed? The thing is, it gets printed. That's one of the things you need to understand. Any non-zero value is considered to be true. The only value which should be considered to be false is 0. Be careful in your code. If you are actually doing something of this kind, this will be true for negative values, positive values, all values except for 0. You can try the function bool to convert integers to a Boolean value. So you can say bool of 6, it returns true. Bool of minus 6, it returns true as well. Bool of 0, what does it return? False. So except for bool of 0, all the other things you would see that it would return true. So we can use int to convert a Boolean to an integer and bool to convert a integer to Boolean. In this video, we started with looking at a few puzzles related to the logical operators. We looked at few things related to AND, OR, XOR, NOT. And at the end, we looked at how to convert a int to a Boolean and a Boolean to a int. Until the next video, bye-bye.